Thank you. Hi, welcome to our Gemara Shio, Maseches Shabbos, Daf Kuf Lamed Ches Amud Beis. We're learning about Ohel, about building on Shabbos. Actually, you should not build on Shabbos. People should not build anything on Shabbos that's considered as Ohel, as anything that's there, as protection over your head. Even if it's all arai, a temporary Ohel, which is not exactly professional, not very permanent, it's still also midrabanon. Of course, there are many conditions. Some of them we saw yesterday. And today we're going to learn about wearing a hat on Shabbos. Are you allowed to wear a hat, like a wide brim hat, like a black hat, like, like I sometimes wear? Are you allowed to wear that on Shabbos or not? Question. Vomar of Sheshes, maybe Purim is coming up soon. Sombrero, Mexican sombrero. Vomar of Sheshes, Bedo Vidi. Hi, Siana. This year is Ilu Nishmas, my father, Menachem ben Akiva. Hi, Siana. Shari. So of Sheshes, Bedo Vidi says, one is allowed to wear Siana. What's Siana? A hat? A hat, Rashi says it's a hat made out of felt, Mamashakar hats, and it's wide brimmed. So you're allowed to wear it on Shabbos. What's the Chiddush? The Chiddush is that it's not considered as Ohel. Yeah? And now you also have to understand, before we even start, that according to Rabbeinu Hananel and other Rishonim, the entire question of whether you are or not allowed to wear a hat, and here we have an opinion that says you're allowed to, and then we'll see another opinion not, it's only if the hat is meant there, says Rach, in order to protect you from the sun. Like a Panama hat, sombrero, that's meant to protect you from the sun. If you wear the hat for fashion, for religious purposes or anything else, not necessarily as bad, right? According to those shittos. So now, okay, fine. Okay. So now, lo kasha, again, fragt the Gemara, itmar, yeah, siana osu. There's another maimer that says you're not allowed to wear the hat on Shabbos. So yes or no? Is it or isn't it allowed? Answers the Gemara, lo kasha, not difficult. Had is betefach, had is betefach. We always know the rule. If the brim is wide, tefach wide, yeah, not all hats are. Yeah, if the brim is wide brimmed, then it's a problem because we always know that the shear is tefach. Otherwise, no. I just want to explain that, of course, this is most probably not real ohel. It's a darabbanandika thing. It's similar to oil. So if there's tefach, and according to Rabbeinu Hananel and other Rishonim, it's meant for protection from the sun, you know why? Because the concept of ohel is either it contains something under it, inside of it, and or it's meant to protect from the elements. So this is not protecting. It's not really. It doesn't have walls. It's just a hat. If it's protecting from the sun, then you have an issue. But only if there's a tefach, less than tefach, is not called ohel, as we established before. Isn't that too machmir? Ela me'ata, according to you, shabi beglima tefach achinami demechayev. According to what you're saying, let's say a regular glima, which was worn much more normal in the times of Chazal. What's a glima? It's a talis. When you wear a talis, right? Like today, you wear talis during davening. In the times of the Gemara, that was worn all day long. Not necessarily talis for davening, yeah, but people would wear these long robes with head cover, especially dafka the frumer people. The Gemara in Kiddushin says kosher people would cover their head with two covers. So you have like some fabric over here. Are you telling me that shabi, if it sticks out, if it's like protruding out, a tefach wide, are you chayev? Actually, the Rishonim say it's not mechayev but osir, mechayev makas mardus, no havam and it's chayev. But the question says, even with the Rabbanan, people do it all the time. We never saw that if there's a tefach, sticking out, then we consider that as oil and it's osir. So what's the difference between a talis and a hat? Answers the Gemara, elo lo kasha, it's not difficult. Had mehadik, had lo mehadik. This one, in one case, it's mehadik. It clings to the head, it sticks to the head. In the other case, it doesn't cling to the head. There are three explanations here. Explanation number one is okay, Rashi. Let's give Rashi the covet. Rashi says, "En chinami." There is no iser with het mitzad ohel. Rashi, and that's why some people wear hats nowadays. Many of us do on Shabbos. Besides the fact it's not for protection, but even according to the other shitas, says Rashi, we're kicked out the window the idea of not that aware that a hat is not allowed because of ohel. So what's the story with the tefach? Says the Gemara, "En chinami." The reason why the reason why a hat is a problem is because it may fly off your head in the wind, and then you may come to pick it up to run after it, right? Daladamas, right? The most annoying thing is when you walk in a windy day and your head, falls off your head, right? You have to run after it and it keeps running away from you. So if that happens on Shabbos, inadvertently you're going to forget it's Shabbos, you may come pick it up daladamas and wear it. So if the hat is well stuck to your head, meaning not stuck, it's sitting nicely well in the head, then it's not a problem. If it's loose, then it is a problem. So according to this, it could be a problem. And not, in other words, we don't believe that a hat is an ohel. It's not a problem as of itself. It's a problem you may come to, if it's going to blow in the wind and you may come to pick it, that's a problem. Okay? So according to that, if your hat is not so well adjusted, maybe that's a problem. Maybe. I'm not the person kolochel. Second shot is Tosfos. Tosfos brings down with Shem the Rach, where our Mikhalek we differentiate between two types of talis, which means you think that the talis is always okay. No. Who told you that to wear a talis is okay? And Echinami, if the talis is sticking out and there is a tefach, not mehadek, like sticking out in a bit of a hardish way, sticking out like that, it's a problem. And Echinami, it's an oil. And the hat would also be an oil. If the talis is sticking out but not as much, it's more like tight on the head, then it's not a problem. But a hat would be a problem according to that. Now the other issue is I'm sorry about that. The other third shita is Pashut. The Ritva says Adamaglomadik, a hat is a problem because it sticks out. And the talis is more on your head, like today's talis, so it's not a problem. So Nachnami, why do you wear black hats on Shabbos or whatever, white hats, whatever? It's not poshut, but first of all, sometimes they're not tefach, sometimes it is, according to Rashi, it's not a problem really as of itself, as long as it doesn't fly with the wind. And let's say in a place where there is an eruv, a place with an eruv, there's no problem. If it's going to fly, so what? It's not a problem of tiltu. Yeah, and also the Rach that says it's only problem if you wear a hat as a sun protector. If it's to protect from the sun, that could be an issue. Shalach le Rami bar Cheskel Rav Huna. Rami bar Cheskel sent a letter to Rav Huna asking him, Emalan easy. Easy means my friend, my beloved. Yeah, Emalan easy. Tell us, my friend. Hanach mili me'alisa. Tell us again those good words, those good psakim. The Omatlan Mishmei Derav. You told us nice Divra Halacha on behalf of Rav. Can you say it again? Can you tell us again more in detail? What exactly were those things you heard from Rav? Tarti b'Shabbos v'chada b'Torah. There were two Piskei Halacha you told us regarding Shabbos and one regarding Torah. Sholach lei. So now we're going to have two memers of Rav. Yeah, one of them to do with Ohel, the other one also to do with building, and the other one about the Torah. What would happen with Torah before Mashiach comes? Today. Mishmei derav. Tarti b'Shabbos v'chad b'Torah. Sholach lei. Tanya. He sent him back a letter with the detailed answer. A brisa. What does the brisa say? Good bekisna mutal in Torah b'Shabbos. I want to remind you about good or goid. Remember we learned about it in Amud Aleph 2 days ago. Goid is basically, imagine yourself the following, like a trampoline. Basically, you have a few sticks in the ground. Those sticks have on top of them, is tied onto all the sticks together. There is a big awning made out of leather. It's not an awning. That piece of leather has a cavity in the middle. It's like sagging in the middle. You put the wine there, and under the wine, you put it in the desert or wherever you go to sleep. If you're, walking, if you're traveling. And then the wind blows under the wine and keeps it cold. Okay? The problem is, we saw yesterday that if you take that goid and you actually connect, you have the sticks, and you connect and spreading out, something on top of something else, bad news, that's oil. It's all right. Bad news, the Rabbanon, no. So if you have the good that is mamish, you're tying now a new good or goid on those sticks, it's also. However, the Brisa says good bekisna mutal in Torah b'Shabbos. Kisna is a kiss, like a pocket, which means If the goyd was already connected, I think like every stick had like a little pocket, like a unit that would like click on it. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a piece of leather that would like be a cap,
Like a socket.
like a socket, right? By the top, like a socket, like a cap on the yosed. You still have to tie it, and then you have to spread it out nicely. Oh, if it's kisna means that basically the sticks were already connected to the leather piece, and now that's allowed. You're only stretching what's already there. You get what I'm saying? The leather is already connected to the what's the names, not completely, but it's attached partially, as we'll see soon. And all you need is to spread it out and tie it and tighten it, and spreading it more to spread and tighten. Yeah, you have it already. It's like a buggy, like the baby buggies many years ago were more complicated. Yeah, it's all kind of all minimized to one small thing. Then you have to open and here and there. That's allowed. Omarav. Now comes Rav's statement. Yeah, we are a few lines before the end of the narrow lines. Kufla metches omud beis. Omarav lo shanu. That is only true that you're allowed to take the existing goid, the piece of leather on which is already on the kissim connected to the sticks, and then tighten them and spread them further. Lo yishanu lebeis bnei odom. You're only allowed to do it if two people do it together. If one person does all the tightening on all different sides, imagine yourself, maybe there are like 10 different sticks, and you have to tie to each one stronger, tighter, and tighten and spread. By one person, it's not allowed. Only by two people, it's allowed. Why? Three reasons. One reason, says Rashi, when two people do it together, that is allowed because, funnily enough, they're not going to do such a great job. Each one will only look at his own part, tying. They'll rely, everything will be okay. One person does it, he'll go one by one by one. It's like spreading the tablecloth on the table, right? One person is very hard. When two people do it, they do it together. But because the person does each and every corner, goes on his own, he'll do a better job. Yeah, two is like, too many cooks spoil the broth, less professional. Another pshat of the Ritva is that derech binyan is when you start doing it one. Binyan, building, there's one stage after the other after the other. So when you have one person, says the Ritva, he does one, he ties one corner to one stick, another corner to another stick, another shnatzim, each one to another stick. That's more like building. Two people just spread the whole thing together, like in one go. Yeah, that's less binyan. Third pshat, which is Ritva's favorite, he says, is very simple. We know that midoraisa shnaim shosu pturim. In an issa doraisa, if two people take from the house into the street a pen or something small, I don't know, a carrot, yeah, and each one could have done it on his own, they both did it together. Two people turn on the light together on Shabbos. It's osur midorabanon, but it's mutar midoraisa. Since what? Because the Torah says, yeah, va'oso, va'aso, at shaso echad v'lo shasu shnayim. That's what the Gemara says in Daf Gimel of Aleph. So now that's the cost of. Also, there are explanations, but that's a pshat. Yeah, we saw it in Daf Tzad Gimel. Very good question. Look, all your kashas. Very good. However, another pshat. Oh, so therefore, when Rabbanan established the prohibition of what? Prohibition of just the idea of what you call it, the prohibition of oil arai, which is just the Rabbanon. They followed the footsteps of the Torah, and they said if in the Torah shnaim shos is not as severe, here too, when two people do it, it's not as bad. That's there in the Goid. However, back to Kila. Kila, she is a killer. Kila is the epitome of all bad when it comes to oil. The Kila, I feel beyud bnei odom also. When you want to spread out what's a Kila, it's that ohel, which is meant to be, yeah, like the canopy against the flies, which is spread on top, above people's heads in the bed. Even 10 people spread it together, it's also. Why? It's impossible for it, even if people do it as unprofessional as it is done by 10 people, by Kila, it always spreads very easily. In other words, when you talk about that heavy, cumbersome kind of leather piece with a thing with a wine, so unless one person works hard, one, two, three, it's not done nicely. And the spreading is not real spreading. But the Kila is very, very smooth, and the spreading is done so easily that even if 10 people do it together, it is a problem. It's too well done, too professional, and it's a problem of the Rabban. Idach mai. What's the other statement of the uh, said by Rav? Right? We're looking for three statements by Rav, which was sent now to to the Amiroim, and that is what one about Ohel, right? The other one requested by Rami Bar Cheskel, another one about Shabbos, and the third one will be about Teire. Idach mai. What's the other statement from Rav about Shabbos? The Tanya it says in the Brisa, Kira shenishmato achas miyochoser. A kira, what's a kira? It's a kind of oven, which we discussed extensively many moons ago in the third parak. The kira has four legs. The kira stands on the ground. Sometimes kira has four legs. Okay. What about a kira that nishmata, one of its legs fell off and is not there now? Yeah, it's Friday, even if it's, I just said, kira is an oven. It's a type of an oven. The oven called kira, one out of four legs, like a little leg there, fell off. Muta litaltila. You're allowed to carry it. What's going on over here? Says the Rach again, and others. What's the story here regarding muktzah? You're going to tell me, an oven is always muktzah. Yes and no. Let's remember kol hakelim. An oven is muktzah, but not the worst kind of muktzah. What kind of muktzah? An oven is a kli. Elama, it's used mainly for prohibited things, bishul, osur and Shabbos. Therefore, you're allowed to carry it l'tzorch gufa emekoyma. If I need the place of the oven, imagine yourself like a mobile oven. Where one for Pesach? Yeah, let's a mobile oven, microwave. Are you allowed to move a microwave on Shabbos if you need the space of the microwave? Yes. Are you allowed to take the microwave for usage, put something on top of it and you move it? Yes. Because it's Klish Malach Tolesu. So therefore, now, however, if something is not a clean halachi, it's considered to be like a stone, like a dead thing, like a dud. In other words, it's broken. That's much worse. You can't move it at all because then it's like etzim avonim. That's called what? Muktzah machmas gufoy. Oh, so this kira has four legs. Ooh, one's missing. So now, as long as only one is missing, the other three are still stable, and the legs are not really big. They're like small, like a furniture. Therefore, you can still use the kira with three legs. You're going to call the handyman tomorrow or next month. But Lamaisa, what? Right now, it's still usable. It's still a kli. So you're allowed to carry it if you need to. Okay? Shtayim also, if 2 out of 4 fell, that's not usable kira because now why? What now? It's completely lopsided. You can't put anything inside. Yeah, you can't cook there. It's slanted, and therefore osir because it's muktzah. It's not I'm going with one shittas rishonim just to keep it simple. Rav Omar, hey, you promised us to talk b'shem Rav. Bring us Rav stuff. Rav Omar, filu yichad nami osu, gzera shemayitka. Aha. Even if one and only one leg is out, you're not allowed to move it lest you come to try and fix it. Says the Shulchan Aruch, and I checked it now just to refresh my memory, and I saw some interesting things which I didn't remember, I didn't know. What happens if you have a safsal, meaning a bench, and that bench has, let's say, 3 out of 4 legs are there, one leg is missing, you're allowed to sit on it on Shabbos at your own risk, you can sit, but you're not allowed to take it and try and arrange it by placing it on another bench to stabilize it. Once you start playing games, when I stabilize it, what will be the next step? Let's stabilize it all the way. Yetzer Hara will completely conquer you. And then you'll mamish stick what? You'll stick the leg onto the bench properly. And if you do it properly, what's the Avera? Either boine or maki patish. That's what it's also. Okay? But something interesting which I didn't know or didn't remember is what? What happens if you set on it already on Friday? Yeah, and you already used it on Friday that way, that's allowed. Yeah? If you set on it already from Friday, that's fine. Because you're not going to do anything. You used to it already. You used to sit on a not so stable one and you're okay with it, then the Nochshash will be okay. Torah. What's the third statement of Shem Rav? We have 2 statements of Shabbos, one about Torah. Dom Rav. Asida Torah shetishtachach meIsrael. In future, says Rav, Torah will be forgotten from Klal Yisrael. Yeah? As opposed to what we know, B'Shem Rab Shimon Bar Yochai, which we're going to learn on Sunday, Torah lo tishtachach meIsrael. However, Rav believes that eventually Torah will be forgotten from Israel. We will explain what that means later. But generally speaking, this is the shtickle gloom and doom. Torah will be forgotten from Klal Yisrael. Yeah? Shenema, as it says. V'hifli Hashem es makoischa. The klolos written in Kiseitzei, in I'm sorry in Kisavoy. I'm sorry in Kisavoy. I'm sorry in Kisavoy. Thank you. V'hifli Hashem es makoischa. Hashem will lahafli. What spell wondrous. Hashem will give you makos, lashes, punishments that are wondrous, that are mysterious. What does it mean? Haflozu en yude'amau. What do you mean Hashem's makos will be haflo, will be nifla? Answers the Gemara. You know what that means? It says the pasuk it says the pasuk. Where is the talent to all ayah? It says the pasuk in Yeshayahu, "Lachen in Yosef la'afli yasamaz ha'afli b'fele ve'ov the chochmas chachomov." Yeah, ubinas nevonov tistater. The Navi is so angry. B'shem Hashem, Yeshayahu says, "You guys are misbehaving. You will forget Torah." And it says in the Dvorim of law, and the same pasuk that speaks about forgetting the Torah, even from the Chachamim, is telling us lehafli. So what kind of affliction will Hashem afflict us with? The worst thing, that people will forget Torah. We will explain what that means. We know that this is Baruch Hashem, we're almost before Mashiach, and people know a lot of Torah nowadays. We're going to get the explanation later. Yeah, but Rav conceptually says Torah will be forgotten. Now we're going to elaborate more.
When you say later, today or on Sunday?
In Mashiach. I hope today. Okay. I hope today. Okay. I hope today. It says Mashiach doesn't come on Friday, not that it's or Shabbos, but as far as I'm concerned, it should come tonight. There was, like yeshiva, like today there's a yeshiva. Keren B'Yavne is what? Is where Chacham used to sit like the vine. Everybody knows in a vineyard, the vines are lined. Like today also, they're line by line, right? Row, row, row. So too, the Chachamim would sit one row after the other, behind the other. And Rabbi Seinu came there to that yeshiva, I guess the Sanhedrin were in Yavne. Yavne was a holy place. Omru, they said, Asida Torah shetishtachach miYisrael. What's the source? A different source to Rav. It says, Hine yomim boi neum Hashem Elokim, Vishlachti rov ba'oretz, I will send famine to the land, Lo rov lelechem, the famine will not be rov lelechem for bread, V'lo tzoma l'mayim, not tzoma thirst for water, Ki nishmois divrei Hashem. Yeah, only to hear divrei Hashem, okay, and people will want to hear Dvar Hashem. Why will they not hear Dvar Hashem? Because really, they won't have it. Yeah, people forget Torah. They won't know what to teach them. Uksiv. I'll say afterwards a pshat, which heard some. I'll read more, then I'll tell you the pshat. Uksiv. It says another pasuk regarding that. V'nom yamad yam. People will travel from one sea to the other. Umitzofen van Mizrach, from north till east. Yishoitetu. They will wander around. Levakish Dvar Hashem. They will yearn to hear Dvar Hashem. V'lo imtzu. They will not find Dvar Hashem. People look at Dvar Hashem and won't find it. You have all the yeshivas, all the koilim, they won't find Dvar Hashem. To be explained soon. Dvar Hashem zu halacha. Yeah, there's a source for everything. Halacha is called Dvar Hashem, and Rashi gives us a source. Dvar Hashem ze haketz. When will the end come? When will we know when the end will come? Says Rashi, he doesn't know what's the source, but that's called Dvar Hashem. And Tosha says Dvar Hashem ze haketz. It says about the golus of the 70 years. It says l'chlois Dvar Hashem ipi Yirmiyahu. Yirmiyahu is the one who spoke about golus, and his golus, as expressed by him, is called Dvar Hashem. Okay, Dvar Hashem zu nevuah. So eventually people will not know Dvar Hashem, no halacha, no knowledge of the kates. When will the end come? And not knowing nevuah, not having nevuah, it's all going to be very, will be removed from it. People won't have the ability to get Dvar Hashem, to receive and have clear knowledge of Dvar Hashem. So what does it mean that people will go and search to look for Dvar Hashem? And here comes the answer. There are a few answers. Before the Gemara gives its answer, I'll give a small introduction. So first of all, as we know, there's a lot of Torah nowadays, and we should only praise the Talmidei Chacham. I saw something today in the newspaper, actually, which I read online. Very nice. It said Dafka today because the government is not exactly in favor of the Torah, and that's the understatement of the year. So we have to give a lot of chizuk to the Avrechim, to the Bochim, those who do learn Torah need a lot of chizuk because it's mamish an unbelievable a cultural war over here. It's a Torah war, and there's a lot of Torah, but there's no clarity. You open one sefer, there are 5 opinions. There's another sefer with 15 opinions. Yeah, so many opinions, so many unclarity. When Mashiach will come, there'll be one clear Dvar Hashem. Maybe there's Divrei Hashem, there's no Dvar Hashem. No clear one shita. Yeah, there's more and more and more sections and bisections, and everyone fights with each other. There's no one clear, coherent Dvar Hashem. There's all kinds of groups and all kinds of opinions. There's no clarity, as we're going to, not even in halacha, right? Ask one shayla in halacha, you have 15 opinions within Orthodox Judaism, right? So that's unclarity that we live by. There's no clear Dvar Hashem. Something else which I heard once, I don't know b'shem who, but I can relate to it, and that is when there's hunger, people will be hungry for Torah. Even the average secular person doesn't know, but many times they want more ruchnias, the people, the hostages, right? All of a sudden they said brochas, there's a hamburger or Shabbos. The pshat is that people want to know more, but when people are hungry, sometimes they eat bad food too, right? So I'm saying people will be hungry for Torah, and sometimes they don't find the real Torah. Yeah, I once saw a guy, he's a reform guy, and he told me he's Baal Tshuva. He found himself in reform, right? Insane. Kfira, Pikosus, Gehenim. Very sad, yeah? He was completely secular. He found himself with Rabbi Anat. I don't know. That's right. When you're hungry, you eat half poison because you're so desperate. Right? That's the Mishotetim, the look, and they find all kinds of shtriot. Even within the Orthodox, they have more to say. That's one idea. The Kitzer, what lemaisa will happen, laosid lovoi, although today we don't have Tumah V'Tara, but this is an example for a halachic question that can appear regarding Tumah V'Tara without a clear answer. What's a question? Asida Isha, shetitel kikar shel truma. A woman in future will take kikar shel truma, a loaf of bread of truma. Now, I assume she's an Eshes Kohen, right? A Kohen is allowed to eat truma. It's even a mitzvah. Him, his wife, his avodim. But if it's Tomen, right? So the woman, the wife of the Kohen, wants to know, it's a death and literal life and death question, is this kikar shel truma, tome, or tahor? She'll search online, she'll walk from one shul to another besmedrash, later to know im tmei hivim tahori. She'll ask, Rabbi, she'll ask different rabbonim, Aravagoin, Admor, Achoshu, V'chacham, tell me, is this piece of bread Tmea or Tahora? The ain mevin, and nobody knows. People will not give her a clear answer if the kikar is Tomer or Tor. What do you mean? What can be such a big question? Im Tahor v'im Tmea hi. Behetik siv bei. What do you mean? Of course, Tumah V'Tara is actually something, we think it's very complicated. We listen to Tumah V'Tara, we start palpitating. Tumah V'Tara, be'etzem, when you follow the clear guidelines, it's very simple. Of course we can know what's halacha. But now let me give you a little introduction. I'll just say the pasuk and then I'll give an intro. It says in the pasuk, any food that's inside a kli cheres that's tameh is tameh. So what's the question? Let me, refresh your memories. I promise you, this will be simple, Bezos Hashem, and clear. Don't turn off now. Okay? Now people are talking about no, keep the button on. So the story is as follows. I'm doing it very, very bekitzer. As we know, Tumah is a hierarchy. Yeah? Avi Avos Tumah is mace. Then you have many Avos Tumah, such as the person who touched the mace with the mace. Mm-hmm. Let's leave them alone. Actually, issue now is not mace. Leave the mace outside. We all want to live long lives. Let's say there's a dead sheret, a dead mouse, a dead lizard, a dead monitor lizard, a dead mole, and that dead lizard fell into where? Into the airspace of a kli cheres. Yeah, you have, let's say, a kira tanur made out of cheres, clay. Yeah, they're open in the middle, all space. Before psukim, there's a kli cheres which the air inside is contaminated with the sheretz, okay, that sheretz. Now, the air all around it. Now, that sheretz is av hatuma. He's the projector, he's the generator of tuma. It can make something else rishon l'tuma. What's something else? Rishon l'tuma means either people, kalim, Yeah, let's say kli mateches, another pot. Yeah, whatever. Oichlim umashkim, food and drinks. Now, rishon l'tuma in its turn can make sheni l'tuma, but not people or kalim. Only oichlim umashkim. That's all you have to know now. Avatuma is the big generator of tuma. It can be metame anything. Oichlim odem kelim mashkim, you name it. Yeah. Rishon l'tuma is a bit weaker. It's a ripple effect. It's less and less. Yeah. Rishon l'tuma can bring down one level lower in the hierarchy. Can only make foods and drinks, not people or items. That's all you have to know for now. That's tuma basics for you for this sugya. Okay, good. The sky did not fall. Now, so now, what's the woman's question? She wants to know. Let's imagine the following scenario. Kli cheres, empty. Kli cheres is metame from the inside, mitoichoi, not from the outside. There is a dead sheret. She knows it. She saw there was a dead mouse, yeah, dead in the middle of her tanur. So she probably fainted on the spot. Then she woke up, and what is there? Next to that inside the big kli cheres, measures a big kli cheres, dead rodent inside, dead mouse inside, and next to it are foods. Not touching the mouse. The mouse and the in the tanur she had some leftover whatever chicken. She had some pie. She had some fruit, vegetables, the mekabel tuma, right? They're not touching each other, but the sheretz through the airspace that's all tome made the food tome. Very simple. Her question is of Mrs. Cohen is that piece of food, the past that she's looking around all over, she's searching for the answer, yeah, is this pas rishon l'tuma or sheni l'tuma? And we will soon explain why. Yeah, her question is rishon or sheni? How down is it in the hierarchy? Fragt die Gemara, ve'ein mevin? Why? What's the question? In other words, as gloom and bleak you want to sound about, oh, future Torah unclear. Some things are for sure clear. What's written in the first Torah is clear. You're going to ask any Rav in the world, Rabbi, am I allowed to eat ham? No, right? Any normal Rav, not Rabbi Julia. And say, yeah, so some things are not disputable. So if this is Mufursh in the Mishnah, what's the question? What's Mufursh in the Mishnah? Can it not? Listen, Hasheret Shenim Tzabetanu. You have the dead sherets inside the airspace of the Tanu. Great. Not so great, but that's what happened. The pass inside is not Rishon but Sheni. Why? Shatanu Tchila, which means as follows. When I told you that the airspace is all contaminated with Tuma, what exactly did I mean? And that's exactly the question here. But the Gemara right now believes as follows, that the dead sheret is an Av, okay. Now, it contaminates the air and the tanur, which is a Rishon, and the pas is Shnia. Very simple. Yeah? So again, what's the latest question, which nobody knows how to answer? It's a Mefursha Mishnah. You don't have to be Gadol Ador to know Mefursha Mishnah. Answers the Gemara. Now we're getting to the real question. Now we're getting to the pinnacle, and that's it. Mistapkalu, the suffix between different Chachamim, which will not be resolved until Mashiach comes, is as follows. Adam al Ravada Barava Ravada Barava asked Rava about this Mishnah. Why is this Mishnah right? Lech zehaitanu kiman demali tuma v'tevi pas rishoino. Aha, which means, why are you telling me that the pas is shnia? Maybe when the dead sheretz is inside and the air is full of tuma, that tuma is the same level as the sheretz. It's av, and you know what? The tanur, which is the master plan, which is the main business here, is also av. Yeah, meaning the sheretz, the air, the tanur, they're all one big av. Now, who else is inside that contaminated air, which has the level of av? The pas. Last time I checked, av, whatever the av makes tome, is rishon. So why are you telling me the pas is shnia? The pas should be rishono, right? Very simple. The sheretz is av. The sheretz and all its surroundings, the air and the tanur are av. What's being affected by being in that nuclear air of av is rishon. So why is the Mishnah telling me Sheni? It should be Rishon. That's a question. Omar Lei, no. So he says no. Loi, Amrin Lech Zai Tanura, Keman Demali Tuma. We'll look at that. We don't say that the whole Tanur, it's as if the whole Tanur is full of Tuma of Av, but rather Rishon, the Tanya. I'll explain now the Brisa. Yochel Yukol Kelim Tan B'Ba'av V'Klicheres. Let me first say actually the pshat and then the example. Then the example. Very, very, very simple. The answer is no. It goes down gradually. Mr. Sheretz is what? Is really Avatuma. Through the air, it made the Tanur into a Rishon. It's not all one big thing. The Avir is filling the Klicheres. Remember, Klicheres is not just the host. He's part of the hierarchy here. So the air made the Avir, the Tanur, the Sheretz made the Tanur Rishon. Now the Tanur's air is Rishon, not Av. Sheretz is Av. It's hitting the inner walls of the Tanur, the Rishon. So it's all Rishon. So therefore the pass inside is Sheni. Now, what's an Afkamina? There was a reason why I told you about Kalim. I want to ask you now a question. You may ask, why driving me crazy? Who cares if it's Rishon or Sheni? There are many Nafkaminas. But one clear thing is, there's another very, very, very clear Nafkamina to that woman's question, and that is, you tell me, what would be the halacha if inside the big Tanur Cheres, the big one, that's all contaminated inside with the dead Sheretz, and inside you don't have a pass, inside you have what? You have a pot, P-O-T. You have a frying pan. Is that kli mekabel tuma or not? You're saying no, but depends. You're right, but that's not so simple. You guys are right, but that depends on the question. La aloch, you're right. Because we say that the sheretz is av, now the tanur and the air are rishon, and as you guys very well know, rishon does not make the pot sheni. Does make the pot pot. The frying pan does make the frying pan inside whatever sheni. Why? Because kalim are never sheni. But if you said like the question that it is, if you said that the whole thing is av, right? The whole air and the whole tanur is one big balagan of av tuma. Then the clean side is nitma because a kli is nitma from an av is rishon. That's enough kamina. 1 second, please. The Tanya. That's we use it as enough kamina to show it very clearly. Yochel, you call a keli mitan mibalvi klicheres? My question to you: would you say that a kli that's inside klicheres, a small kli, you have a small frying pan, a small cup, whatever, from whatever metal, and are they metame from the avik klicheres? Only food in the klicheres is nitma. Which means that Bryce is teaching me as clearly the what? That really the avir is rishon l'tuma. The sheretz is an av, tanu, rishon, avir is rishon. Therefore, kli inside, nothing happens to the kli. Can take out the kli and use it in Beis Hamikdash, whatever. It's kli. Why? For av, because it's a rishon. Rishon does make a kli tomeh. Just the food is tomeh, beautiful, and the food is tomeh sheni. So really, the Suman L'chor doesn't have a question. That is unclarity, meaning very, very nice. The pasuk is clear. The Mishnah is clear, but because of the shaila about the Mishnah, that won't be clear anymore. There'll be so many opinions on how to interpret the Mishnah, how to interpret Azoi. That'll be the unclarity we'll have in future, which is today. Yeah? Open any halacha sefer, gazillion opinions, right? That's the way it is. You have to follow one opinion. And your neighbor thinks you're a guy, and you think that he's a guy. I'm saying, chas v'shalom. Yeah? I'm saying, no, that's the unclarity that we have. Everyone's learning Torah, 5,000 yeshivas, Baruch Hashem. But the clarity is what we're missing, and that's the bad prediction of what we're saying here in the Gemara.
You don't know which Moise to send you.
You don't know which, and Ashkafa even worse. Very good point. Which school should I send the kids? All the many Ashkafi questions we have. That's true. We're a generation that we can't even follow what the Zayd and Buba did anymore because Zayd and Buba did not have internet and didn't have all the shtuah that we have. Like not even anything similar to that. I heard it b'Shem Gedolim. I'm not sure which God I don't want to quote, but I heard it b'Shem one of the Gedolim that we have to try and emulate as much as we can previous generations. But the question is so crazy and so insane and so new and so different. They never had anything similar to that. There's nothing no one in the world was something like open unfiltered internet in your house or in your friend's house. I'm saying like, or many other things. It just didn't exist. Not to a smaller scale. So you have to really, you were like babies stepping in the darkness. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Quick question. Now we've got this tanur, this tame, only on the inside.
Just to remind us, I thank you for the question. Klicheres, once Klicheres became Tome, Shvirosem et arosoi. Kli cheres ein lo tara b'mikveh. Cannot take it to the mikveh. The best kelim mikveh in town does not help kli cheres, and you have to break it, not make it. That's kli cheres, while other kelim can take to the mikveh. En chinam. Tanya. Oh, here comes more, positive, optimistic opinion. Tanya Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Chas v'sholom shetishtachach Torah Yisrael. Says no way, Jose, no such thing. No, Torah will never be forgotten from Klal Yisrael and Kazadoval. It says, Kilot Yishokach mipizaron. It's also the end of Dvorim. Yeah, the Torah will never be forgotten from the Zera Yisrael. Ela, if so, Mani Mekayim Yishotu Tolvakish Dvar Hashem V'lo Yimtzu. It says, we'll not find Dvar Hashem. If there's so many yeshivas, so many things, there is Torah. The Torah is not forgotten. So what do you mean they won't find the right answer? Shelo Yimtzu Alocha Brura Mishnah Brura B'mokom Echad. They're not going to find Alocha Brura and Mishnah Brura B'mokom Echad. Rashi, Alocha Brura B'taimim Sheloi B'machloikes. There's never, in other words, there won't be even one issue without machloikes. People will be very knowledgeable, but they're always going to be machloikes, right? So the question now, what we'll have to deal with on Sunday, what's the difference between the two opinions, right? Yeah, both of them say there's Torah. The first one is more negative, like they'll forget Torah, more forgetfulness, right? And that forgetfulness would create confusion. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai says, no, nobody forget anything. Elamai, each one will just have his own opinion. Yeah, people remember today, Baruch Hashem, even today, if tremendous amount of Chachamim, they remember unbelievable amount of stuff, but tons of Mechleksim. You don't have one issue without, 15 different opinions. That's okay. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
they're not screaming, John.
What?
They're not screaming, John. They don't.
Yeah, nobody talks here about that's true. Nobody's complaining here about Mechloikas as hashkafic thing, as bad midos. Nobody says it's bad. But Lamai said he won't find one clear halacha, one thing, because there will be many different opinions. Besides the fact also there's no covenant between people nowadays. Sometimes that's not the issue now, but let's be down the Kaf Schus. Baruch Hashem, we live in such a poor generation. Any bit of Torah we learn is tremendously appreciated, especially if you come at night after such a long day. Look at Torah anytime. Unbelievable amount of Torah, shiurim there all over the place. Thank you very much. We will continue on Sunday, Be'ezras Hashem. Next week, Lechor should be normal Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I don't think I have anything going until Wednesday night. What? I know about Purim. That's why I said Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was careful with my words. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, as far as I remember, no anything yet. Purim is Thursday night. So Wednesday night, hopefully we'll have Shurim going on Kesidram. If there are any changes, let you know. If you cannot come, I appreciate it if you let me know. Thank you very, very much. It's Locho Brocho to everybody here, everybody in Torah Anytime. And every Jewish person who opened this effort today is doing a tremendous Kvod Shem Shemaim. Thank you very much. Koyach.
Oh, yeah.